Hello, witch folk. Welcome to our coven.
We're angels on broomsticks. We're a mother-daughter duo.
And we love the makeup.
I'm Kristen.
And I'm Evangeline. And today we are on our last episode talking about And Just Like That, which is where we do our makeup. We talk about each episode of And Just Like That. It's the last two episodes, so like a lot of stuff, important stuff happens. So we'll be chatting about that. We're going to be using the BH Cosmetics Paris palette because Paris is important. And yes, that's it. That's our plan. That's what we're doing. We are also in our new setup, which we're still trying out because it's new. It's in her apartment. Let us know if you have any ideas for like filling out the background with something.
Maybe a plant.
A plant or something.
What do we start out with? Like episode 9. It's called No Strings Attached, and it's a cutesy play upon somebody gets their period and is going to start to use a tampon.
Yeah.
And then, of course, relationship, no strings attached.
The main thing of this episode, is Lily getting her period.
She's going to use a tampon for the first time.
There's some stuff that happens with Miranda and Che, and then Carrie going on a
date that doesn't work out.
Doesn't work out.
Well, first of all, it looks like Charlotte's going through the menopause.
Oh, yeah, that's the main thing.
So they finally talked about that, since they talk about every other geriatric thing.
That's true. Did you ever have a friend who's like, I haven't gone through menopause yet?
Yes. I have a friend who's pushing 60 and still mensing like a racehorse. Like,
really?
Why are you still mensing? Go to the doctor and get it stopped.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's late.
Yeah, mine just went. I have to tell you, my menopause was literally nothing. It was one day on, and then I never even thought about it. I never had a hot flash.
Wow.
Who knows about my mood swings, because that could be just my normal anxiety level. But I literally didn't have any of these things.
So you pulled a Charlotte.
I pulled a Charlotte.
Because Charlotte's talking about, I have had none of the weird symptoms that you guys have had. There's a lot of, period talk then, because Lily has, a pool party? And
to go to. We don't see the pool party.
No. I got to learn how to use a tampon. I'm trying to remember when I learned how to use a tampon.
I remember one of your friends trying to use a tampon for going to the Blitz spa.
Yeah, we were all coaxing her, and now it's become coaxing friends to use the Diva Cup.
Yeah,
thing. Standing outside. Make sure you fold it this way.
It's hard. The Diva Cup was at the end, toward my end. It was like, you save so much money on tampons. Everybody should use a Diva Cup or something like it.
And you never have to worry about oh shit, I'm out of tampons. I got my period. You always have it.
It's gross when you're in the public restroom.
I never have had to change it in public.
I had to.
It lasts all day, 12 hours. I've left it in too long.
I accidentally left one in once.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Yeah. For how long was it in there? Days and days and days?
A couple of days at least or more. Somebody thought I was very ridgy.
Did they say this is this the
you're
juice
super ridgy.
I'm surprised it didn't pop open and blood.
Well, it was toward the end, so I was collecting the last bit. Okay.
People like this story. People like period stories, I think.
That was my grossest one. And yours?
And mine. So what's really funny about this episode is, Lily learns to use the tampon, learns to take it out, calling on Charlotte for assistance all the time. And at one point, there's this whole scene I can't find the tampon string. And Lily's freaking out, and she's in a porta potty of all things. Oh, that'd be terrible. And Charlotte's trying to help her out. And I have had the same thing happen. Back when I used tampons, I couldn't find the string. And I was sure that tampon was still in there. I was freaking out. I don't know if you remember this, but I was tugging things, and it was hurting. It wasn't tampon strings I was tugging. It was my body and little tabs of whatever's going on down there.
Oh.
Yeah, I kept tugging. I'm it hurts. And I had to call for your assistance.
Which I blocked mentally.
I think at one point you were saying, ask your boyfriend at the time, and I didn't want him. I trusted you more for that.
No, that would be wrong now that I think about your boyfriend at the time.
Yeah, no. So, yes, she helped me try and find this tampon string. And guess what? There was no tampon string.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought I had a tampon, and we came to the conclusion that it was gone.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just not there at all.
It happened, though, to the neighbor, next door neighbor. She did lose hers, and she had to go to the doctor to get fished out.
You probably told me that story, so I horrifiedly thought it was lost up there. Yeah. Let us know in the comments down below your tampon stories or Diva Cup stories. We love that stuff.
Mm-hmm. No detailed, too intimate for us.
Yeah.
No such thing as TMI here. So what about Miranda and Che?
Yeah.
Like, Miranda goes to Che's place to surprise them with cookies.
Yes.
Because Che wasn't expecting her. Che was kind of like, ooh, you know.
Why are you showing up? I would say Che wasn't being like accusatory in any way. They're just kind of like, oh, shoot, I didn't expect you. And at first Miranda's like, oh God, you have someone else here. I should have called. I'm sorry. And gets all, apologetic, freaky outy. And Che's like, no, it's not that. I'm just like writing, I think this goes back to something I talked about in our last episode or 2 episodes ago, where I do feel like Miranda has a lot of trauma responses from dating men.
Trauma responses, like I do. I have the same.
Yeah. Where you think, oh God.
I have to be the cool girl.
Yeah.
I hate that. I'm over it, but like the whole dating thing. Having to be the cool girl. Mm-hmm. It's exhausting.
Mm-hmm. And you just want to do something spontaneous like that, and some dude would be like, why are you bugging me? I've had that happen, and a dude got all mad at me. Same guy who love bombed me. I once showed up at their bar there where they were working at night. It was a bar, come on. And he got all mad at me. It made me feel humiliated. Anyway, I don't think Che was meaning to make Miranda feel humiliated. They're kind of just like, oh, just text next time.
Yeah.
I thought that was good.
It wasn't as much drama as we were expecting.
Yeah.
Because we think Che's a fuckboy.
Yeah.
Turns out they're not so much yet.
Which I think will lead into the last episode and the developments with their relationship.
Yes. And then they go paint a place, right?
Yes.
Like we need to partner up to paint this place is the thing. The women's shelter. It's volunteer. So that Carrie can have a talk with Steve.
Yeah. A very sad talk. Mm-hmm. Steve is like asking Carrie, like, did you know that Miranda was like seeing this person? Did you know this was going on? And Carrie's uncomfortable, and it's sort of like Steve is saying he's never going to take his wedding ring off because marriage is for life, and he feels still devoted to Miranda. It's sad to me because I feel like this all came out of the woodwork for Steve, and he wasn't expecting
he was not. He was like cool in their pandemic, love nest where they eat ice cream at night, which is like my dream.
Yeah.
Watch TV, eat ice cream. What the hell? Don't you want more, Steve? No.
Yeah. This is exactly what I want.
This is exactly what I would strive for.
Yeah.
Not more. More ice cream.
What do you think about that conversation?
I think Carrie got too, stepping in pain. She should have said, no, I had no idea. And I'm sorry this happened to you, Steve. That's all she should have said.
Yeah.
But no, she
gets all uncomfortable. Steve's a long-time friend. Honestly, like, when I think of some of my friends' partners who've been known for a while, I wouldn't be acting this awkward around them.
No, I'd be like, I had no idea this was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yes, they met through me.
Yeah.
I am really sorry it happened to you.
Yeah. I like you.
This was not what I wanted for her.
Yeah.
Or, happens. You don't have to say much.
Yeah.
Just that it was a surprise to me.
Yeah.
Because it was. What other thing happened in the episode?
We got some side plots with Naya and her
husband. Naya and her magnificent athleisure wear. And that's what... I don't like this storyline. We don't need it.
Who cares?
Yeah, but athleisure wear, yes.
We don't need to harp on about it. I think we can move on to the last episode.
Yes.
So the opening to this last episode is heartbreaking. Because it's the podcast Carrie's a part of, and they're talking about their worst breakup stories. I think
anybody who's a huge ass fan of the original series, a collective scream was heard.
Okay, you don't even have to be that big of a fan to probably remember this.
What's your worst breakup story?
Yeah, and they're saying, like, FaceTime.
Somebody broke up with me on FaceTime. I call that 2-time.
Yeah.
Was that ever a bad joke? And, like, that's not even a bad breakup.
And Carrie, we think, is going to say the Post-it. Like, burger and the Post-it. No, instead.
Sorry, I can't.
Don't hate me. We hate you, writers. What? And so she says, oh, well, my husband died. Ugh. That's the ultimate breakup. It's so uncomfortable.
Oh, I know.
Like, that's just not a good
It's not a
joke.
breakup.
It's not a breakup. Like, why didn't you bring up the Post-it? It's the funniest thing. It's one of the most iconic
and it's like,
things.
all of it, the writers didn't really consider us fans.
Yeah.
They just wrote what they fucking wanted to write. And some of them were probably millennials and they just don't even understand the show.
I feel like they would, because, like, everyone my age knows.
That's true.
They
shouldn't
just
have said that.
dropped the ball on this.
Yeah.
I meant to listen to in the writer's room episode about the last one, but I haven't. Did they?
No, they didn't.
What the fuck? Have they forgotten?
Everybody else and every other podcast brought it up except for the writer's room. No, because they don't watch it. Because I heard, actually, SJP only watched 2 episodes of And Just Like That. And she hasn't seen Sex and the City but once.
Yeah.
And that would have been 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, it makes sense if you're in a show you don't want to watch yourself.
Yeah, but she produces it.
I always feel sad for people like that who, like, they didn't get to enjoy something because they were in it.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I don't want to critique the show too hard, except I want to critique the show because I want them to do better next time.
Yeah.
I want them to honor us, the super fans, and not, keep dropping the ball.
Yeah. It's like, it takes the smallest detail to, like, throw people off, and this was one of them.
Yeah.
And there's another one in this episode. So moving on from the podcast, one of the main sort of hooks in this episode is that Carrie has this reading lamp that keeps flickering.
Oh, yeah.
Especially after she was on the phone. She did end up going on a date with that professor dude.
Bored.
He's boring, but that's fine. It's a good step for her. Good for her.
Good for her for getting out there. They
They kissed.
But it was nothing.
Awkward. And Carrie's like talking on the phone with someone about it, and then the light above her just starts flickering. And her first kind of thought is it's Big, who's like, I think does she have dreams that night? I don't know, but she thinks it's Big, and she says so.
The whole episode felt like a lucid dream, one of those fevered dreams that you have when there's a monkey sitting on the edge of your bed, and you swear it's real.
But she goes to the girls, Charlotte and Miranda, and says, this happened. I think maybe it was Big saying something. And Miranda,
who is the most critical?
She was so rude. One, she was rude. I'm sorry, but if you don't believe in ghosts, you don't talk about it when someone's expressing that they think a loved one was speaking to them. That's not the time and the place.
Especially you, Miranda, who's like suddenly Miss Fantasy.
Yeah. I know.
So cynical Miranda finally came out, but as we know, who had the first ghost in Sex and the City? Miranda. Remember when Carrie went over to her house with Oreos and milk?
Yeah.
Because she had a ghost.
Yeah.
Because Fatty the cat heard it.
Yeah. She really thought she had a ghost because someone had died in the apartment she moved into. See, that's what's the problem with the way they're writing Miranda. They're like making her, cynical in the wrong moment.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's inappropriate the way they've done it.
Inappropriate is the word.
Yeah. And anyway, that was just rude. You don't say that anyway, even if you don't believe in ghosts. Word of advice. But, we have Charlotte being such a sweetheart all the time.
Yeah.
And I talked to a friend, now that's over, and a lot of people said they actually like Charlotte the most.
Yeah, me too. I did.
This whole thing.
I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
Charlotte was, to me, the most consistent character. She's kind. Mm-hmm. She's accepting. of Rock's journey,
Mm-hmm.
helpful to her children, like her Lily,
Yeah.
always good to Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the good things. And like what happened with Rose sort of transitioning to Rock at the beginning, like it was never brought up as a conflict again. Now in the past couple episodes, Charlotte's just calling them Rock, that's not
Speaking of
an issue
which,
anymore.
this is Rock's They mitzvah, which is actually a B'nai mitzvah.
Oh, is there a term for
Yes, B'nai.
it? B'nai mitzvah.
Or a B mitzvah.
Which is sort of like near the culmination of the episode.
But actually, my favorite part of the episode, I still watch it and I still laugh.
What?
It's not even funny. Well, there's two funny things. When Anthony brings his date over, nobody's met him yet. This hot dude he met for dinner at Charlotte's house. The date says, "Is this a Jewish household? The Holocaust never happened. Get out!"
That's it.
It's just, get out. Not a beat missing. And even you could tell he was stifling his laughter when he did it. But then I liked when Carrie had to meet John's brother, that old guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, "Where's John?" And it literally looks like I thought he was getting fucked up, but no.
Yeah, because she's like, well, he died. And he's like, no, where are his ashes? She's like, oh, I thought you...
Which brings us to
Alzheimer's.
Carrie's decision in a fever dream where to put her husband,
Yeah.
John, his name is.
Yes. Because we do conclude that John, Mr. Big, is trying to communicate to her through the lamp because she goes to get the lamp fixed. They fix it. They said there's a wire problem, but then she brings it home and it's still flickering. And then she has this whole dream about going to Paris and that she feels that that's Mr. Big speaking to her, telling her that's where he wants his final resting place to be.
That's about it.
Well,
I'm just kidding. There is a they mitzvah,
yes.
but Rock doesn't want to do it
Yeah.
because Rock is a spoiled brat.
Yeah, a little bit of spoiled brat here. Because, they had expressed they didn't want a bar mitzvah, but I feel like when you're in a Jewish family, it's kind of just like a rite of passage. Like, you have to do it.
Yeah, you do it. What the hell?
Like, our cousins are Jewish, and we had to go to those bar mitzvahs. Like, just do it. Yeah, Rock doesn't end up doing their bat mitzvah, and Charlotte does.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of funny.
I'm surprised she didn't have a special one. Not a they mitzvah, not a bat mitzvah, but a geriatric mitzvah.
A coming of my menses is done.
Yeah, my menses is done. They should have mitzvahs for that.
Yeah. Oh, no, we haven't even talked about... We're about to miss the big point. When stupid Che invites Miranda to meet their family at a bar, and Miranda gets there, kind of awkwardly meets some family, and then Che goes on stage, breaks out into song. When I was watching that scene, I was like,
Cringing?
yeah. The actress, Sarah Ramirez, is a good singer.
Really great singer.
Yeah.
Sarah.
Wait, I think they were on Broadway, actually.
Sarah.
There was a singing episode of Grey's Anatomy, actually, which was really bad. It was a whole musical episode of
Yeah,
Grey's
but I
Anatomy.
like those things. I have a sucker for those things.
No.
Which is weird because I hate it in real life. Like, hate going to musicals.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyway, Sarah
Sarah.
Ramirez was a great singer in Grey's Anatomy. They're a great singer in this scene. But they're talking about, what is it, California girls and Southern girls, da-da-da-da-da.
Do you know that song?
No.
It's the Beach Boys.
Oh. All to tell their friends and family that they are going to California to film like a pilot of a show that they're going to star in. Miranda's feeling blindsided. It's harping back to all the days of like Carrie and Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Big first goes to Paris and it's just like, I'm going to Paris. And
Which is why I'm surprised Carrie decides to bring him to Paris
that's kind of
in
true.
a box.
But Paris is where they reunited.
Okay, fair. It seems very traumatic.
And it is very uncomfortable that Che did not tell Miranda beforehand, but then Che is inviting Miranda to go with them. Turns out Miranda does. She gives up some very important work she possibly had lined up from what she had been learning in school and ditches it to go across the country to be a girlfriend.
Yeah, but we don't see that yet. But we do see Seema. She's boning that club owner.
Oh, yeah. That's Seema's ending. Good.
Good for her.
Good for you, Seema.
Finally had a boyfriend after 55 years. 54. 54 is your lucky age, Seema.
Should we do mascara and finish up this conversation? Finishing off with lips, finishing it off with...
Final thoughts, too. You want to talk about Miranda?
Yeah, Miranda. I still don't buy that Miranda would ever leave an important opportunity to pursue a person they'd probably only known like a month. Oh, I guess they've known each other longer, but... You know, I just don't see it happening. I think that there is a weird pressure on women to, like, always put careers first, and I actually don't advocate for that. I don't. I think, you know, if you want to pursue love, pursue love.
Mind you, they do sort of address it. She does address it when she's saying, why can't I change?
Yeah.
Why do I have to live by my own rigid rules?
Yes.
My whole entire, till the day I die.
Yes. Which I agree with.
Yeah.
But I just still don't see Miranda doing this.
Me
The thing is, I just still don't see Miranda doing this whole thing.
I consider doing it for something more practical, but not Che.
Yeah, it sort of comes to a culmination with a sort of a fight with Carrie in the bathroom at the bar mitzvah.
It's a they mitzvah.
The they mitzvah.
I finally correct you for a change.
The they mitzvah. They're fighting in the bathroom, and, you know, I think Carrie is judgy.
What are you going to do in Paris?
Yeah.
Walk around and eat croissant?
And Carrie's like, what are you going to do in California? Sit in an audience and laugh? Miranda's like, yeah, I am.
Ew.
You know, and it does seem like that's what they're going to do. Whatever. I mean, if there's a second season, we're going to find out what happens here.
Yeah.
Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing?
I wish the writers would take criticism, because there's lots of it, and like start watching Sex and the City again to keep some consistency with the characters. Yeah, so bye big, and then she goes back, and she's got her own podcast suddenly.
Yeah, Sex and the City, the podcast.
Where they have callers.
Yeah.
How many podcasts do you listen to? We have a caller on the phone who happened to be listening to the podcast at this moment.
How does that work?
It doesn't. I do listen to some podcasts where they actually arrange for a caller.
Yeah.
But it's a date. It's not like, oh, guess what? We have a caller on the phone waiting.
Yeah. That's nuts.
You're talking about radio, people. We're not dumb.
Last sort of scene-ish is Carrie kissing in the elevator.
What's that guy's name
producer
again?
of her
He's
podcast.
a strange
I don't know
name.
his name at all.
Norman or something. He's
Anyway.
hot.
Yeah, it's cute. But we do also have this weird ending where it's like landing people in relationships. As, you know, Seema finds her man. Carrie finds a new man, potentially.
One that she can stand sucking face with.
Yeah, unlike the teacher.
Ugh.
So, I mean, I don't know. Why did they choose to end it there? I don't know. Do we like it? Do we not? Do we care?
Yeah, we like it.
So, I don't know. Will they have a season 2?
Yes.
They will?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone, like, hated this show in a way, but still loved it.
Yeah,
and liked watching
I loved it. I'm not going to lie. I loved it. I loved every second of it.
Yeah, every
but I
episode
think it could
came
be... It's not genius the way the first one was.
Yeah. It does read like fan fiction.
Yeah.
It does remind me of Harry Potter. There's this weird play called The Cursed Child, and it's like a sort of, 20 years later thing. Written not by J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling, she who must not be named, by the way. Written by some other person, and it violates so many things that were established in it, and it's the same with this. You're like violating so much stuff that it just doesn't always read properly. You know, it's like true fans are like, what? No. And if you're evoking that kind of reaction, you definitely have to fix things
Yeah,
up.
you better consult some of your true fans.
Yeah, truly.
And not have so many cooks in the pot there.
Cooks in the pot.
I think there's too many
Cooks
writers in the
kitchen.
room.
Yeah.
Carrot, like, there's a whole other show going on, Naya. You can have your own show. We'll watch it.
Yeah.
But get your own show.
Let us know your thoughts down below on, this whole season, the end of it, what you thought. Let us know, I don't know, your thoughts on the Paris palette. Mm-hmm. I had another moment where I'm not sure about my look. It's always hard when we're chatting. And
also, I don't like our lighting.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie.
It's like ugly.
It's really ugly.
And it's like when you get tunnel vision when you've got your mirror and you're just staring at your eye, and then you look back and you're like, oh, do I like this? I don't know.
We have really bright light here.
Yeah.
That is actual light.
Oh. Magic.
And there's more over there, and over there, and over there.
Yeah. You live in Carrie's apartment of windows.
I do.
Yeah, but prettier. Anyway, that's about it for today. We're going to be back at you with some, more different kinds of videos, getting back into the palettes, the makeup, maybe some more Witches Bitches episodes. Get back to that.
You need some cocktails.
Yeah, cocktails. That'd be good. I'm boiling hot here. I need a cocktail. Yeah, that's it for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Stay witchy, stay bitchy. Have a good week. Bye.
Bye.